With Richard is interesting. The proxy to his success was how much work he can do in the yard at any given time. So I knew how severe it was by how many days he'd not worked in the yard. Intracept is a great thing to investigate for these patients who don't respond to other interventions.
I got rear-ended in 2010, but I went to PT, everything seemed to be fine. Then I started, of course, working around the yard. As you get older, it gets more painful. So when it came to a point that I needed to see a chiropractor, I got a hold of Ian, and I would go a lot. It was always painful. I couldn't even bend over to put my Diet Coke in the refrigerator. The minute I bent over, I had pain, seconds. In seconds, I had pain. At that point, I knew it wasn't going to get any better. He's the one that said, hey, I really can't do a whole lot more for you. We gotta go to the next step. It was constant pain.
In general, 30 to 35% of the population in the United States suffers some type of spine-related disorder during the year. There's over 500 different options for treatments for chronic back pain, and it's really trying to find the right treatment for the right patient. If everybody's a nail and you just have one hammer, you have a lot of folks that fail, but we really try to figure out what's the right treatment for the right patient.
You can put me under, you do whatever you want, as long as you get rid of my pain, it would be great.
He just seemed like a perfect referral to Dr. Massengill, and he said, yeah, let's give it a shot.
Not every patient needs surgery when they first show up. In fact, few do. Most of the time, what they need is good conservative treatment. Conservative treatments begin with physical therapy, chiropractic, and injections. When patients fail the kind of treatments that we start out with, they'd consider having surgery. If it were to be useful, that's where we come in.
Dr. Massengill said, we're going to put 4 little holes in your back. I said, big holes? He said, no. And then they put glue on it, on the 4 holes, and you will not have any pain. Sure.
The kind of problems that we used to have to treat with screws and rods for back pain often are the kind of degenerative problems that we used to think were all due to motion of the spine that was abnormal. Inflammation in the bones and in the discs that you can see on the MRI scans, we used to think, oh, that's because the spine is moving funny. The only way is to put rods and screws in it and just lock it, stop it from moving entirely. With Intracept, we can make the nerve in the spine that feeds the part of the bone that carries the signals for pain from those areas to the brain. We can burn that nerve away so that it no longer carries those signals. The inflammation in the spine that maybe was caused by the motion originally has taken on a life of its own. And the key to the treatment of that pain is to calm down the nerve that is carrying that pain signal. And that's what the Intracept does.
So they looked at the MRIs and said, yeah, it can work.
The kind of pattern on the inflammation is what we call modic changes. When I saw that his symptoms seemed to correlate with the kind of changes on his MRI scan, I was able to say, you look like a good match, because both fit your symptoms and your findings, and I think that makes you a good candidate. His response to the procedure was tremendous.
He was right. Could run out of the place. They gave me meds, I didn't take anything, not even an aspirin. After that, it was like I'm back 20 years ago with no pain, and to this day, still no pain. It's been great.
It's very gratifying to see that I can offer someone a treatment that doesn't place them at risk of developing downstream future problems the same way a big spine surgery would. Intracept really helps a lot of patients avoid the need for traditional spine surgery, but still achieve the same kind of outcome.
Richard knocks on the door, says, hey, what's going on? I said, hey, I thought he just came by to get a coffee and say hi. I said, what are you doing here? He said, well, I hurt my thumb, so I'm in occupational therapy. I said, how'd you hurt your thumb? Well, I did about 10 hours worth of yard work one day and I hurt my thumb. I said, what about your low back? Oh, that's fine. I hurt my thumb now. So.
I hadn't golfed for 10 years. Starting to take it up again. I don't have to call anybody. I don't have to wait for anybody to come and do the things I used to do. Now I just do them.
We try to get him to the right care at the right time. If this had been 5 years before, the only option for him would be repeated injections which weren't working, or, at some point a spinal fusion if it got bad enough that he had the leg pain also. So to have a guy like him go through such a simple and safe procedure as Intracept is a tool for all of us.
For such a low-risk procedure, the potential benefit is tremendous. That's what differentiates Intracept from a traditional spine surgical procedure. I can potentially get such a dramatic improvement in my patient's outcome and quality of life for such a simple and low-risk intervention. It's really game-changing. If your quality of life is sufficiently compromised, talk to your doctor about what might be a good strategy. It's possible that something like Intracept could be beneficial for you and help you get your quality of life back.
When you're at that threshold, just do it. It won't get any worse. It's only going to get better.